Hey, what up guys, how's it going? Jack here today, coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my overall thoughts on the first series of Orange is the New Black. I've just recently finished finally getting through the first series. It did take me a while to get through it, obviously I've been busy with work and college and other stuff. I know some people got through it in about a whole weekend, so I was doing my absolute best to avoid spoilers, and luckily I was able to. But this video won't be spoiler free, so if you haven't finished watching the series yet, don't watch this video as I will reveal some spoilers that did go on in the series. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Yeah, quite a lot of main storylines, obviously, in this series. The one thing I liked about this series was there wasn't really a main villain. Like, there wasn't actually really a villain in this series at all when I think about it. So yeah, it was kind of like a lot of characters really expanded as well, like Sophia, Gloria. There was Boba. There's a lot of characters who really expanded a lot, and obviously we had Stella, who was played by Ruby Rose, who became a huge character in this series as well. So yeah, I'll get straight into it. Yeah, Red. Got to start off with Red. Red grew a very strong relationship with Healy, Mr. Healy, in this series. Obviously, Red was trying to gain control and get power back in the kitchen, and in a way, it kind of looked like she was using Healy, but in my eyes, I don't really think she was. She kind of really stood up for him, obviously, with him having a struggling relationship outside of the prison with his wife, and they just grew a very strong bond. It was kind of building up for something, but nothing actually in the end happened. Like, it wasn't, he didn't make a move on her, she didn't make a move on him. But it was quite a good little romance going on between the two. Maybe in the next series we could see something happening. Have to see. But it was quite good. And obviously Reg, she had a few struggling relationships. Her and kind of her relationship with Nikki kind of lowered a little bit as Nikki actually got sent to Max, I believe in the third or fourth episode, after she got found for drugs, which she got betrayed by from another officer. And we hadn't seen her again since. So I'm hoping Nikki is going to come back into the series, as she was one of the probably the best characters in it, I think. And yeah, hopefully she will be back. Really hope so. Lorna, yes, she got married, which was quite good. She got married in the finale. She wasn't used as much in this series, I didn't feel, as in the other two. She kind of climbed down a little bit. They had a lot going on with her and the other guy, but yeah, she got married, which was good for her, so that was good. Sophia, yes, she was one of the characters that I feel definitely got used a lot more in this series. Her and Gloria, they kind of had a little bit of a conflict throughout the series, on and off, as both their sons had grew quite a close relationship outside of the prison, and Sophia's son especially kind of had a change in attitude. He became quite a aggressive, swear words, just a bit of a completely different kid, and Sophia blamed Gloria's son for that. But in the end, it was actually Sophia's son who actually kind of became the more violent one, as he actually, uh, him and Gloria's son went out somewhere, and then Sophia's son started attacking the kid, and Gloria's son decided to back off. So Sophia's son had definitely changed in attitude. So her and Gloria had a very on and off kind of conflict throughout the series, and then Sophia actually ended up getting attacked towards the end of the series, and then she ended up actually getting moved to Max as well, for her own protection. So yeah, she definitely became quite a standout character in this series, I felt. Uh, then we had Norma. Norma became a much more kind of bigger character. She ended up kind of leading her own cult, had her own huge following going on. That was quite an interesting storyline. I liked it, but I kind of felt it never really was going anywhere, and I did kind of feel they kind of used it a little bit too much. And I don't know, it got other characters used, so it had its benefits, but I didn't think it was a great storyline personally. Crazy Eyes, yeah, Crazy Eyes definitely became a much more kind of, I would say, a respected character from the other inmates. She had been writing like her own kind of like stories, kind of like a kind of 50 Shades of Grey type of story, and it became very popular with the inmates. Like, they all kind of kept taking turns reading what she had been writing. And yeah, and everyone kind of kept coming up to her with ideas. But yeah, she became a much more, I would say, liked, but in a way people were kind of just liking her because of her story she was writing. But yeah, she was becoming a much more, I would say, a more respected inmate though. So, people kind of stopped forgetting that she was crazy, and she actually had a great mind, and she could actually write some pretty good stuff, even though it was just basically about sex, but you know it worked, and it was a good story for her. Then we had Penistaki. Yes, she actually became the new driver in this series, and you kind of saw a little bit more of her backstory, which was good. Kind of saw her before she went crazy and started shooting people in the abortion clinic. I felt very sorry for her on the first series, actually, on the Mother's Day episode, where she had her own little funeral for all her abortion babies. You know, you could definitely see the emotion in her. She wasn't all about God in this episode, in this series. You saw a lot more of her as a person, and yeah, she was the new driver, and she started to have quite a good relationship with one of the new officers. And you know, it was a good little friendly relationship. Like they used to go and get donuts and then feed the ducks, and then he would kiss her one day down the park. And then you know, she kind of thought it was more than just a friendship. And then he actually ended up getting he actually ended up raping her later on towards the series. Towards the end of the series, but she didn't actually tell anyone until Bobo actually saw some bruises on her wrists, and yeah, they tried to get their own back on him, and in the end, they were going to rape him basically with like they kind of drugged him, and then they were going to rape him with a broom. But in the end, they decided Penistaki didn't really want to. So yeah, she became you saw a much more different side of her in this series. You know, she was viewed as a much more nicer person and someone you definitely felt more sorry for in the series. So I enjoyed what they were doing with her. Then we had Alex. Alex returned. She came back to the full time position in the series, and throughout the series, she kept, the storyline kept getting run up about Cooper. You know, was Cooper going to come in and find someone to kill her? They kept running it up, forgetting about it, running it up, forgetting about it. And then right on the final episode, when Alex is finished her duties sweeping up in the greenhouse, a new guard comes in, and then you can tell by the look on Alex's face that something bad is going to happen. And we don't know what happened, so we've got to wait till next year to find out, which is so freaking annoying. But yeah, so finally something did happen from that storyline with Cooper. And obviously Alex and Piper, their relationship was back and forth. You know, that one minute they were friends with benefits, the other minute they hate each other, the other minute they were girlfriends, you know. But Piper wasn't, in my eyes, viewed as the main character as much. Actually, at the beginning of the series, you didn't actually see her pop up until about 10 minutes into the first episode. So, you know, Piper isn't really what I'd call the main character anymore. I wouldn't really say there is a main character now. I would say that kind of, there's like a main 10, 5 to 10. I don't think it's all based around Piper now, which I kind of like because a lot of other characters have their own. Piper started off her own business. A lot of the new prisoners got new jobs making panties, and Piper started her own business of selling used underwear. Uh, and obviously, her and Stella, who was played by Ruby Rose, they started growing a bit of relationship. You knew at some point, they were going to kiss at one point, and they did. And yeah, it was kind of a bit of a love triangle going on between Piper, Stella, and Alex. And after Stella did drop from Piper, and Piper found out, she kind of really, really got her own back on her. And just 2 days, just 2 freaking days before Stella was able to go, Piper put all the contraband in Stella's cell, and Stella ended up getting put into Max just 2 days, 2 freaking days before she was let out. So you have to feel for her there, definitely. And then I'll save the bigger storyline till last. Daria, she finally had her baby. Unfortunately, though, Bennett left. I believe after the first couple of episodes, Bennett was gone, and we hadn't heard from him since. But we did get to see Porntash. Yeah, we got to see him back after his mum went to visit him, and she found out that it wasn't his baby, and she told him, and he didn't take it so brilliantly. But yeah, Daria finally had her baby, so we're going to see what goes from there. But of course, Caesar, he got arrested, and I think maybe Bennett might have had something to do with that. So we'll have to wait and see on that one in series 4. But yeah, overall, series 3, I did enjoy it. I didn't feel there was as many twists in this one as probably the first and second series, probably more the second series. And there wasn't really a villain, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind the fact there wasn't really a villain, but I did like the fact that there was a lot more characters getting used a lot more. Like we saw a lot more from Sophia, Norma, all the kind of like the Mexican side in the series. Was getting used a lot more as they obviously were head of the kitchen. Norma, obviously, she grew a lot, and I liked the storyline with Penistaki. She kind of grew a lot more as a character too. And yeah, so yeah, I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard a lot of good reviews, but I've heard a few mixed. Some people kind of felt the series was a bit boring. I did enjoy it, but I did feel, some of the storylines were pretty good, and some of them were a bit iffy, like the one with Norma. I felt kind of dragged a little bit, but I did feel that definitely they left it on a big high. There's definitely a couple of cliffhangers they left it on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Series 4. It's just a shame we've got to wait until next freaking year. But yeah, anyway guys, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Like I said, don't watch this video if you haven't already finished watching the series or even started, because like I said, it does indeed contain spoilers, so just be warned there. But yeah, just let me guys know what you thought of Orange is the New Black Series 3, you know, see if anyone agrees with me on some of the topics, you know, whether you like it, whether you didn't like it, ways you thought it could have been better, etc, etc. So yeah, anyway, cheers guys, thank you for watching.